busy lives. I hear Michael has come all the way from Japan, and we have come from just now from Amsterdam. But we may have left our life a little behind by changing the location. However, the life sticks to us. It's with us. Our thoughts are with us. Our moods are with us. I can see some of you have not an easy life at the moment, and so on. Yes, we may go physically to the retreat in order to retreat from our lives, but the world does not always do us the favor to stay at the entrance of New Vrindavan. It comes with us. It comes with us even in our dreams. So it is very important that at the outset of this effort we do two things. We tune ourselves in, and we form what is called a sankalpa, inner orientation that becomes our best friend, and we will do the two here. First of us, just a brief insight about retreats in Vaishnava culture. They are called actually Purascharan. It's a time when you perform a certain sadhana. It's mostly related to chanting a mantra for large numbers, for a lot of time, months or so on. There is even a more, let us say, intense version of a simple retreat where an individual may choose to leave what he is presently doing, to go to a place which is remote, and then take to practices that bring him deeper in his spiritual life. There is a more strict version. It's called Anustan, where you have certain restriction in regards to eating, where you really want to make a breakthrough experiences, so you limit your sleep and you take care that you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and so on. We won't do all of this. We are in modern ISKCON. We are not for this. But what we will really do is a committed effort in our spiritual life. Because if we keep doing the same things which we do day after day, we will have the same life which we live day after day. It's really an effort to make a breakthrough. This retreat is based on a work called Bhajan Rahasya, the confidential secrets of personal worship. It is level 3 of the retreats which our Sharanagati team offer. Level 1 is based on Harinam Chintamani. The work level 2 is on a book which is a collection of different japas techniques. We called it Living Name. But level 3 is Bhajan Rahasya, which combines the Shikshastakam with philosophy and with meditating about Krishna's personal pastimes. Now I'm aware that some of us, or most of us, including myself, may need to go from the basic practices of japa and repeat them a little bit and then go higher. So therefore I have put the first day, tomorrow, by doing simple things like aligning body, mind, and heart to the practice, and so on. But already on the second day, we will go into more deeper teachings of Mahaprabhu, and the third day, we will, which is also our 10-hour Kirtan day. Wow! We will have, yes, we will learn what is Sri Krishna Kirtan. Kirtan we all know, but Kirtan where we consciously address Krishna and meditate on some of his beautiful characteristics is something which is always very fascinating to explore further. I must say, you can see me with a happy smile. I'm very happy to do this type of service. Some of you know about my why I give these retreats. I had a personal situation in my life where I felt I was not really moving forward in my Krishna consciousness. I was experiencing the constant flow of happiness and distress, very much like a normal person of this world. And I saw my heart was full of, really things like envy on the success of others in spreading Krishna consciousness, and you don't want to hear all the difficult things in my life at that time, and I came to this point where I said, either Krishna consciousness doesn't work for me, so then I look for something else, a spiritual path, or maybe I have overlooked something in Krishna consciousness. So either the process is at fault, or perhaps I'm very, very, very much in need of improvement. And I was caught in a dilemma. The promises which had been given had not been fulfilled by me, and I hadn't seen the results, and I thought, now I can only leave. But the process, the thing is, I had developed great affection for Srila Prabhupada, so I couldn't. Raghunath always says, joining Krishna consciousness is like joining the mafia. You can't leave, He has a New York American style to say it. I would say, you know too much, but at the same time, I was in an existential crisis. I needed to fix that. And I decided at that time to study Prabhupada's books, and I discovered how much emphasis he puts on chanting the holy name. Really, my dear devotees, 90% of our advancement is dependent on how good we are chanting, both in japa and in kirtan. When our relationship to the holy name is very loving, very enthusiastic, very grateful, very inspired, then our life will look very beautiful. So I understood that from the literature, but then I needed to make it work in my life, not in a theoretical way, but in a practical way. And I decided to go on retreat. I went every year for 1 month to Vrindavan Dham, where the atmosphere is so supportive, and just chanted from before the sun would rise on the eastern horizon till after the sun was setting. And I learned many, many things. I always took our books with us to make sense of my experiences and could make many discoveries. You know, when you are at a place which you don't really know and you are locking yourself up. I have made, at that time I wrote a little poem, lock me up, turn the key 3 times around and then throw it away, because then finally I might become free. You know, so I was, you know, we come from Germany, we are a little stubborn, so I used this mind to really try to make it work, and then afterwards I pledged to try to share the holy name with the people in public programs and in things which we do for devotees like this retreat. And now I want to share this with you. And I want to make it very clear. I don't consider myself an advanced chanter, not at all. Those who know me closer know I have a very, very creative and inquisitive mind, sometimes more inquisitive than I would like. But I am very much convinced that the holy name is all I need. This much I can say, and from that place I want to share something. So let us see. We have prepared a thing. The glories of the holy name. May I ask you, what do you think is the main glory of the holy name for you? Some, please speak out. We are not in Zoom, you don't need to unmute yourself. Why do you think is this wonderful? Gauravani Prabhu?
It's very accessible, merciful.
Very accessible, very merciful. Chanting, no? Yes, I don't see so well. Please just, yes, be free.
You can give us Krishna praise.
Wow! Have you experienced? So it's a theoretical appreciation, which you say. It would be good if we have practical appreciations. Why do you think it's good for you? What have you learned so far?
I feel at peace when I'm chanting. I feel like I'm connecting with higher powers.
You can feel the peace and the connection with higher powers. Wonderful. Yeah, what have we learned so far? We can talk in hyperbolic statements, but what have we? Why do we like chanting? Why did we come to the retreat? Yes. I saw Hari Prasad first, and then Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami.
In this incarnation, Krishna touches our soul on the holy name, touches my heart, and is able to change my heart from being stone-hearted to possibly getting a little softer.
Yes, I have noted you have, yes, a very good heart. You have. In this incarnation, the holy name touches my heart and makes me so much softer. Yes. Hari Prasad.
I have seen that it has unfurled my path. My whole life has taken on a different direction as a result of chanting the holy names.
Yeah.
Clarity.
Yeah, clarity. It gives you clarity. It has given you a whole new direction. Yes, I can see from your haircut. It wouldn't be that. Yes.
It makes me feel like there's something magical in the world, like more than just what I see and feel with my senses. There's something beyond, and that's very comforting.
Wonderful, beautiful, yes. Thank you for sharing, yes.
It brings remembrance of Krishna, and as soon as you remember Krishna, it's like everything becomes okay.
Yeah. Oh, Krishna's there. Yes.
It's helped me understand that Janata Pisunichena, that only by being humble and meek and lower than the straw in the street, more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige and ready to offer all respects to others. This is the secret ingredient.
It brings you to, the chanting brings you to this understanding, yes. Sometimes the holy name can be a stern taskmaster. Yes. If you don't learn it, yes. Mm-hmm.
It feels cleansing, like a shower. So you feel cleansed both mentally and physically.
Wow, thank you. Cleansed both mentally. Yes, Greg.
Puts good stuff in my ears so the bad stuff can't get in.
Yes, finally someone from New York puts good stuff in my ear so that the bad stuff cannot come in. Yes, Gopi Manjari, you have your hand.
I just feel the shelter. I feel sheltered when I'm chanting.
Yeah,
There's some shelter.
there's some shelter in this, in the waves of life. Yeah. Yes, I have seen a few things here. I've put a few things here, but you have beautiful things. The essence of Krishna consciousness is always remember Krishna and never forget him. Did you know this? This is the essence. You should always think of Krishna, never forget him. And Prabhupada says this is possible when one chants the Hare Krishna mantra. Yes. Jiva Goswami speaks about the glories of the holy name. And these are high things. I know chanting is the chief means of attaining love of Godhead. It's the main process. If you want love of Godhead, then do this. And there are many other things, but I would like to just go to the last one. Of all the orders of the Spiritual Master, his order to chant at least 16 rounds is most essential. Prahlad Nrsimha has a mobile distraction machine, but in this case it's a mobile remembrance machine. There is a verse upon which I stumbled. I've always wondered. It says, Krishna should always be remembered and never forgotten at any time. All the rules and prohibitions mentioned in the Shastras, or you could say all the things we do here, should be the servants of these principles. And Prabhupada writes, so this remembrance of Krishna, never forgetting him, is possible when one chants the Hare Krishna mantra. Therefore, one must strictly chant the Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours daily. Why are you here in Krishna consciousness? What was the initial spark? We have a few who are born in Krishna consciousness, so they didn't have a spark in the beginning, but they also needed to find a spark to stay in Krishna consciousness and not just do Krishna conscious practice because their parents did it and their community did it, but they had to find out what sparks me. My dear devotees, for me it is very simple. I heard that I can be together with the Lord if by this process. And the main thing, the main principle of this process is that you become a God-intoxicated saint. You sit at the feet of the devotees and listen to them so very thirstily. And then when the cup of your heart is full and you drink from it, you will become changed and see the Lord everywhere. That's the idea. We are never separate, should never be separated. We should be with Krishna. Because everything here is a distracting dream. Yes, it has a lot of effect on us, our dream of material existence. But the fact of life is we are not the dream person whom we see in the dream. We are an eternal, blissful, unproblematic or blissful soul, part and parcel of Krishna. And to remember this, to wake up from this dream, is possible through the mantra. No? Through the and that's. Now, my dear devotees, we all know these statements. We've heard them in multiple lectures. But let us make a test. Where do we stand in relationship to these statements? I was very, very pleased when you said talked your own relationship to the holy name a little while ago. But let us go a little bit deeper. I will introduce to you 5 types of chanters and their qualities. It is from Harinam Chintamani. And you should question yourself while you hear this, where do you actually stand at the present moment? It's, in other words, a little bit an exercise in self-awareness. So there is the committed chanter. What does the committed chanter, what is he? He or she understands the necessity for absorbed chanting. And that person has a certain attitude. I understand in American English we say, you have an attitude. But I mean attitude here in a very global language way. He makes chanting, or she makes chanting their priority. And my dear devotees, this is the thing. It's not enough in chanting to just understand. We often know this in our life. We understand so many things, but we must have determination to put it into the understanding without determination to apply it is a very good mental exercise, but not more. Only understanding coupled with the determination to apply it will bring us somewhere. So the committed chanter knows this. He makes chanting the priority of his or her life and is determined. Are you a committed chanter? I think some of us are. So we will go now to the next chanter, and I think, you will see about him. He or she is an inattentive chanter. He or she understands that chanting is the greatest necessity, but when he or she chants, he or she meets the monkey mind, who jumps. Have you seen these Vrindavan monkeys? They grab things, so the mind grabs onto a memory. Sometimes these monkeys dash after the bananas. So in the same way, our mind dashes after a subject. It feels threatened by circumstances, and it screeches in fear sometimes. We become distracted while chanting, and so on. So the attitude of this inattentive chanter is, I understand chanting is important. As I chant inattentive rounds, and it is sometimes very, very difficult, and I don't taste nectar, but I want to stick to my rounds. Let me therefore somehow or other finish chanting my rounds. So he is a sincere person, but he's invaded by his mind when he or she chants like this. A third chanter is the lazy chanter. He's lazy and sluggish. Attitude. He interrupts or she interrupts the rounds frequently and skips rounds. Oh, it's already 10 o'clock in the night. Come on. I know I've chanted 1.5 round, or let me be more sincere. It was actually 1.25 round. Tomorrow is another day. And now is time for relaxation. Otherwise, I can't sleep. A lazy chanter, he or she finds it very difficult to break through that layer of, it's actually tamagun which is there. And then we find the indifferent chanter. He has become apathetic to the chanting. He has learned to live in compromise. Yes, I'm riding a dead horse here, but the horse of my neighbor's also dead. It's not so bad. I know the Hare Krishna, Hare Ramas because I'm one of you. And I have seen how devotees have told me, sometimes in a boisterous way. Maharaj, I have to be real with you. Sometimes with the beginning of tears welling up in their eyes. Maharaj, I don't think there's a cure for me, and so on. And if I'm very truthful with you, I just can't believe anything any longer in myself. My dear devotees, I know this place. I know this very difficult place in life. Such a devotee cannot chant a fixed number of rounds because he has become apathetic. Oh, sorry, should I go more on this? And this goes down even more, and one is unaware of the necessity for chanting. One just lacks awareness and knowledge, and one says, I will sing when I feel to sing, and so on. Yes, I think we all know that we are not really only one type of chanter. Sometimes we are more of this, of a committed chanter. Sometimes we are feeling a little hopeless. But I request you, where are you? Where is the inclination? Where do you go? It's not so black and white that we are only one type of chanter. Perhaps you are like many of us who say, japa is difficult, but kirtan, I love kirtan, if it's not too long. And if the melody is excellent. Or different. There are so many different things. My dear devotees, it's good to be a little self-aware, and we will come to this. We will soon make an exercise in this realm, but it's very important to say here, with our present habits, we are not just one. I know for myself, I'm sometimes a committed chanter, but sometimes I also think, okay, I'm a lazy chanter. I'm thinking, oh, I've chanted now 14 rounds, and this was an intense day of service. I will catch up the next day. No? let me read something to calm my mind before I can sleep nicely and so on. So sometimes I'm different. Sometimes I'm very inattentive also. It's almost not possible for my creative mind to not think of a million things. And although I have written them down on a piece of paper, I have already a list of 100 things, and I think this doesn't stop today. The points. So, not 100 things, but 20 things like this. So yes, but there is also some sincerity in all of us. So here, please don't be judgmental with yourself. Just see the different traits which are there, the different relationships you have towards chanting, both in Kirtan and so on. It's very important if you want to go on a retreat to practice a little self-awareness, to come out of this mental fog where you don't recognize anything about yourself and so on. My dear devotees, how do we change? This is very important, and I would like to do something today with you, which I've only done one time in my life. I want to read to you about the road of tears, because that is the road which we often take in our spiritual life. We have such high aspirations, but it does not always work. The road of tears, there are two roads of tears. One brings you to Krishna, and one brings you away from Krishna. This is a dialogue. The disappointed disciple comes with a heavy heart to his Guru Maharaj. His heart is very heavy. Who can say I've never tried? All those mantras I've chanted, all those vows that kept me awake, all those pilgrimages, sacrifices, holy baths in ice-cold water. What to speak of persistently ignoring the requests of my mind and senses to what is most dear to them. The result? Nothing. All this has brought me to desperation. The old emptiness in the heart has only become greater. Guru Maharaj replies, it seems you have done your best to come before the divine couple, but have you ever tried to act in such a way that they can come before you? Have you yet built your road for them? The road of tears. A disciple, the road of tears? What tears? The Guru Maharaj speaks. My child, tears of the soul. There are different kinds of tears. Body tears, when we cry in physical pain. Mind tears, when we cry, when we are emotionally hurt. And sweet tears that come from the soul, when it awakens to its only real need, The soul's need is to enter into the one relationship. My child, this road of tears can't be found on any map. It begins from your own heart. But it is so attractive to the divine couple that they cannot even imagine in ignoring you. Just to begin building this road makes them feel they must come before you. The disciple. Does this road need many tears? I have already cried all my tears for other things. I'm completely empty inside. How can I possibly build this road? The Guru says enthusiastically, don't worry. There are oceans of tears arrested in your heart. They're arrested. They're there. You only need to learn to direct them to the right course. Then they become released. But before a downpour, there must be a flash of lightning. Similarly, there has to be a divine revelation. The golden Radha and the cloud blue Krishna have to appear in the heart somehow. Then the water gushes forth, sweet tears of longing for the Lord, whom you once gave up. Road of tears. Yes, there's an ocean of tears in the world. Or, when we are miserable, we don't always have water left to cry. I know some of us have no ability to cry. They did this when they were children, and then they built a hard shell around their hearts. But they know also what is misery. But do you know that all the tears which you cry, all the misery, you give them one name, you label them, oh, my Instagram account is not visited well enough, or I'm saying harmless things, or there is this divorce looming and I can't avoid it, I think. You give different names, but there is only one cause of misery. We have left Krishna, and from that unenlightened state in which we are now, we commit mistakes for which we suffer in various ways. Road of tears. It's a concept from Shastras. Draupadi had to build that road, and when she finally cried and did not defend herself any longer on her own strength, then Krishna could come to her. This is beautiful Leela, that Krishna plays dice with Rukmini in Dwaraka, and all of a sudden he starts to lose. Dice game after dice game, and Rukmini says, what's wrong? You never lose. And you're not connected with the game any longer. Because when you're connected, the dice play on your behalf. You can do that. Oh, says Krishna, my devotee is in great trouble. Draupadi is in the court of the Pandavas, and immoral men want to see her disrobed. Says Rukmini, then go there. Krishna answers, I won't reach in time. Say, Rukmini, you're Paramatma, you can just, you are there. You're already there, actually. No, it won't work, says Krishna. Then all of a sudden, Krishna jumps up and says, now I can go. Draupadi has cried. Oh Janardhan, oh Govinda. And now I can go. One moment. Oops. Yeah. So we have to go a little fast because of everything. I will jump a little ahead. My dear devotees, do you like butterflies? Some of you? I like too much. When I was in Florida, Brahma Tirtha Prabhu brought me to the butterfly observatorium. The butterfly is a symbol of change. It comes from this ugly something. It's a caterpillar, I think. It comes and grows into the butterfly. This butterfly is called plain tiger, or if you like another word, African queen, or if you are like another word, African monarch. So it is possible to change, otherwise there would not be any butterflies. It is possible for us to change our relationship to the holy name, but there are a few things which are necessary. The dynamics of change are, you must first get an impulse, and we hope that this impulse is coming here in the retreat. Then you must have some contemplation about this impulse. Okay, I'm maybe not always the committed chanter. I may have also, I have become a little apathetic. Road of Tears, nice poem, but I don't cry for Krishna and for change. So you must be a little contemplative. And then if you want to change, there must be some preparation. You must create some circumstances in which change is possible. I would like to tell you, when I became sincere to change, I understood I have to do something like something drastic, like chant for whole months from morning till evening to get a new habit inside of me. I knew from psychology, if you want to break an old habit, you have to do what you wish to do for at least 30 days, or some say 41 days, or there are different ways. So you must prepare maybe a room when you are at home where you are undistracted and so on. Some preparation must be there. And then, can you please help me? I can't see. Then you do action. Now, my dear everyone, after action you must have a maintenance program. I suggest that you make a photograph of this particular slide. Later we can keep it there. And one thing is, you must know it takes some time. You will have to recycle. You know, after you have, for instance, done some preparations, you might have to go again to get to the point where you have an impulse. You might have to talk to a sincere chanter. Or let us say you have done your contemplation and you have taken some action and it works, but then you might see, oh my God, I really have to hear more about the glories of the holy name, because my mind is not convinced any longer that this is my priority. So you have to go back and forth through these 5 steps, but it is generally seen both from practical experience in Krishna consciousness as well as from psychology, that if someone wants to change, they have and become a butterfly, African monarch or African queen. I think we have queens here. Then, my dear devotees, this is what you could do. I want you now to find a partner. We will be now very practical. Please turn to a neighbor. You will discuss with the neighbor some question. I will give you the question. I know some of you are introverts like me, and they don't like to talk to strangers, but please overcome your reservations. Akuntita, you have found a neighbor already? Too many neighbors. I would say sometimes when you don't find neighbors, you can go with 3 people, right? But if you go with 5, then you will most probably hide behind convenient facades. So 3 is good. 3 is still a company, but 5 is already a group, you know, so then group dynamics start. Everyone has found a neighbor? Yes. Then let me ask you, who is partner A? There's A and B, right? Greg, in your group, where is Greg? Partner A? Partner A, no one... you two there, will you participate in the exercise? Yes. So who is partner A of you? Why not? Have to be a little strong with you. Has everyone found a neighbor?
Yes.
Who is partner A? Oh, finally. Who is partner B? Okay, I request you to go first, partner B. There's a reason. Hare Krishna. This gets serious, yes. So, the question is, you came to a japa retreat, or holy name retreat. It's called an immersion retreat. You must have a reason to be here. And please deal with one question. What do you consider the benefits of improving your chanting? Partner B, please start to talk. Well, if I improve my chanting, then then I will chant with taste most properly, and that is very desirable, and so on. What do you consider could be benefits if you improve your personal chanting? Wow, Asana. I'm sorry to make you think after a long journey, yes. But it's good if the juices start to flow. Okay, what do you consider the benefits? Start now. Settle. Nein, nein, nee. Die Atmosphäre ist besser, wenn wir das hier machen.
Was?
Harinam Eva Kevala. Und dann danach nach draußen
Aber
gehen.
du musst auf die Uhr, denn laut Schedule denken sie, dass sie um 20 Uhr Prashadam haben werden. Und wir sind schon so überteilt.
Ja, aber ich musste ein bisschen.
Ich weiß, weil wir haben es sehr spät gestartet. Das ist nicht gut.
Wir spät gestartet. Aber ich möchte sagen, ich bin so froh, dass du so invested bist. Das ist so schön.
Du bist Mitglied.
Ja. Wo sind denn die Cuddles? Siehst du Cuddles? Lord Krishna, where are carters? Maybe in the red bag, yes? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Oh, thank you. Krishna, 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 Haribo. Have you shared already? Partner A has also said something? Oh, you are just a partner B. Wow. So much benefit. Can I? I'm a little bit. I have to be a little bit aware of the time, unfortunately. Please excuse me. So, can partner A now say to partner B? Partner B can maybe conclude his sentence, but please. Ramgovinda, would you be so kind to put the water in? Are you not feeling discomfort due to cold?
Inside it's fine. I hear it's a little chilly outside.
Yeah.
Inside, I think a lot of people makes it warm.
Yeah. Would you be so kind to tell? Hari Hari Bol! Wow, this really sounds like a joyful ocean, of sound. That's very nice that you could reflect about this question. We will go now immediately to number 3, practical steps during this retreat, which you could do to improve your participation and your chanting. It could be things like, well, no problem. I could participate full. My dear devotees, when one goes wants to make a new experience, what I do is I really make the time to minimize all my outward facing activities. For instance, you will find when you write me an email, an automatic message, I'm under a tree in India and can't receive your email. If it is relevant after December such and such, when I'm back, please do send it again. Things like this, minimizing distraction. I know for some of us it is very inconceivable to spend a day without WhatsApp messages. But during this retreat, for instance, you could at least not deal with the heavy stuff, like divorce or I'm sorry, my examples are not so good, you don't laugh. like heavy things, like strife or problems and so on. Because you want the mind to be free for a maximum involvement in the retreat. Other things which I always do is I'm very careful with food intake. If I take too much and certain preparations are making the body sluggish, then I just can't do things. Or it's sometimes good for a retreat to be tidy, to have his room or things tidy, because when one comes in the room and one goes, wow, what atom bomb was entering my room here, then there's distraction. So also pacing oneself. There are times when we will try to help you to go beyond the borders, also the limits where you normally are, to make new experience what the beautiful life is beyond the walls which you have built around yourself. So sometimes that is intense. I had retreats where I remember still, it was one devotee from Alachua, and she was crying, and her husband came to her and said, I was also there, why are you crying, honey? And that's how the talk is between husband and wife, isn't it? Why are you crying? No, please, I don't mean it in a joking way. And we just had made an exercise where we went ahead to the time when our deathbed really, and when we looked back in our life and saw what were the things which we had not paid attention to enough. It was an exercise to help us understand the essential things in life, which are often suffering because we are absolutely involved with the unessential things. So she was crying, and the husband asked, why are you crying? And she said, he just made me die. Should I not cry? You know, so what do I want to say is, so I said to this devotee, oh, you're emotionally stirred up. That's very good. That is intended, actually, because we have to sometimes break through the shallowness of our life, because we often hide ourselves, the more deeper parts, the more vulnerable parts, behind the facades which we put up. But I recommend to you, take a little extra rest now, and don't come to the morning session and so on. So sometimes we need to pace ourselves during a retreat. My dear devotees, this is not just a festival. Our focus is not excellent prasadam on this retreat, but it's the holy name. It is different from other events that you may be accustomed to, and so on. It's working on our relationship with Krishna. So the question which I request you is, number 3, practical steps you could take during this retreat to help you make your retreat a more wonderful experience. Be careful, don't say I will rise every day at 3 o'clock and then, you know, it should be sustainable or something which you can do. Please start now. You can talk just freely with each other. We want to go quickly through it, but please say real things, no? Not just nice Haribol things, but things which you can actually do, no? And which you actually will do. I even recommend the partner to maybe lovingly inspire the other. Are you following up on what you said? Because this is now what we want to create in the first session. We want to create an understanding of what is a retreat, and we want to also build in us a personal, let me say, commitment to take full opportunity, full advantage of the retreat, and this will become your best friend. I will also think of what can I do so that I can serve you in the best possible way. No, that is every one of you. Please do this, because if we do this, we create a mastermind, some intention amongst all of us, and we will be able to go together very, very far in a few days also. But we need to have this mastermind. If we are fractured and not really knowing why we are there, well, I wanted to see Sacinandana, he smiles so nice, and so on. You know, we must be connected with the essence of what we are doing. Then only we can go far. Otherwise, you will be one of those many things which we quickly forget. Good. So what can I commit to during this retreat? Hare Krishna, start now, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hari Hari Bo. So, did you find things which you can do? In this first session, we wanted to hear the glories of the holy name, but we wanted to make it realistic and see where we are in relationship to the holy name. We found out that we are shifting in our relationship. We are not just one, but it's important to see there is a general tendency in us. And then what I consider most important from this all is, we will put it on the board here, is the 5 things which help to change, no? They go into each other, and I learned a new word today. What is the new word? Oscillate. What?
Oscillate.
Oscillate. That is, you go back and forth between the things, and then you will become the queen of what was it? The African queen and African monarch. You will come into this, and with this little exercise which we did, speaking, I wanted to just move you a little bit, and I hope you are now enthusiastic to really go on a retreat, and which is something so different than the normal programs where we hear more or less a lecture and appreciate the points and try to remember points in our life. No, this is about application and changing our life. So we will have this with you. Just before we come to the second part of this, a few recommendations which those who went on retreat have seen. Minimize distractions is really good. I intend to give a desert retreat in the desert of Jordan, and those who come to this retreat will give their mobile telephone for 1 day, and they will be put in a safe, for 1 day. That we won't do here because we are. I have not announced this before. I think I would have half of the audience. So pace yourself physically, then be in your personal space. You need solitude and silence and introspection if you really want to make full use of it. If you eat, but never digest, then toxicity will develop in your body. So the same way is when you just take in informations, but you take no time to reflect about it in solitude, it will not be realized knowledge. It will remain in your head only. So then the last is what we put there. I'm sorry, I cannot see so nicely. Cultivate positive thoughts and feelings. Yes. Negative thoughts make really weak chemicals in your body, but positive thoughts make very positive changes in you. So try to cultivate. Be kind to each other, listen to each other, serve each other during this time. Make contact with each other. And when there are things which do not you do not immediately like, welcome them nevertheless. It is said, where you stumble, often it is at that place where you will find your treasures. You might have noticed that in the past, no? Where you stumble, because it's so new, that is where something very valuable waits for you. Good. Thank you so much. Now we will do the following. We will turn to our wonderful Kirtan group, our co-facilitators. I hear it is Achyuta Gopi and a whole group of friends who will sing. And after this, we will all go down to the gut. We hope at that time it will be little dark, and there will be a wonderful surprise waiting for you at the conclusion of this first part of the session. Thank you so much, and Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Please make sure that you get a sheet of paper where the song is. It's a glorification of the Buddha. Most beautiful entrance into our retreat. And please sing along, understand the song, and feel the song. Hare Krishna.
Maybe two people can watch.
It's a wonderful opportunity to share, make some friends, find a devotee who has a paper. So this is sometimes called the Kevalastakam. Hare Nam Eva Kevalam is the chorus. And we'll be reciting a beautiful poetic translation to go along in English, which was written by Dravida Prabhu. It's a very beautiful poetic. Sometimes when poetry changes languages, it loses the essence of the original. Sometimes it increases. This is simultaneously poetry in its most traditional sense. It rhymes, but it still retains the original meaning of the verses.
So we happen to be at the most auspicious time, in the most auspicious place, doing the most auspicious thing that we could ever be doing. I think it's really important for us to let that sink in for a moment, that we could be anywhere doing anything, and now we are really grabbing hold of good fortune. Of sweet things, it is the sweetest you will taste at any time. Things that bring good fortune, it's good fortune's paradigm. things that purifies. It purifies most powerfully. The holy name of Sri Hari is surely all that be.
All together. From Brahma's realm atop the sky, down to the lowly grass. Illusion reigns in Maya Devi's treacherous morass. The truth, the only truth, the name of Sri Hari, the holy name of Sri Hari is surely all that be. Brahma Stambha Sarvam Maya Maya father is the friend most true. And she's the real mother who most kindly teaches you to always chant and hear the holy name of Sri Hari. The holy name of Sri Hari is surely all that we
Although the name's a priceless gem, mere broken glass they see. Holy name of Shri, surely all that be.
Just sing the names. Just sing the holy name eternally. The holy name of Sri Hari is surely all that.
splendorously, reigns supreme divinity in sound. It's filled with transcendental bliss and peerless purity. The holy name of Sri Hari is surely all that we need.
Hare Krishna. Can I please have... So, Hari Bol. May I please have your attention again? First of all, thank you very much for singing so involved and so nicely in this Kirtan. I think we all feel, yes, we can have so much effort, we can make so much different things on our own, but ultimately we require the profound mercy of Krishna, the Kripa Shakti. And we thought to end this evening by imploring or asking for this mercy. We will now all go downstairs to the Ghat. It is only, just what is 50 meters from here. And then we will offer lights, hopefully to Radha and Krishna. They will hopefully appear. What you will do is, we will go down to the Ghat. There will be a Kirtan. And devotees, I believe Ram Govinda's wife, Nahika Gop, will be outside and give you these little leaf cups in which there are lights, and then you can offer these lights, and they will be carried, and you can offer it to Nam Brahma. This is the holy name in the form of the manifestation in a banyan tree or wood. There's also Gornitai. If they will be surrounded by peacocks and deers. They will be just opposite of you, and you can offer to Prabhupada Nam Brahma, the holy name, and then Gornitai, and then hopefully to Radha and Krishna, if they will come. In this way, then our MC, who's also here, I will introduce the MC a little later, will tell us how we will conclude the evening. We did think of you and your empty stomachs. There is prasadam, and she will also give you an orientation how the day tomorrow goes. So I suggest that we all go down now. I do hope that you have warm jackets, or if not, you can just move close to another person and then no problem.
Yes.
Мы сейчас будем предлагать петельки. Пойдем скорее. Мам!
I still saved our $10.
А вы ключи нашли?
No. No, I'm okay.
Everywhere.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Banu, where should Harinam go? That is Guru Maharaj. Okay, so maybe we can keep him on. Yeah.
Can't do this all over right now.
The candle might go off. That's all.
But keep him facing the devotees. Facing the devotees.
Yeah.
Please help me, Mama.
Some people should sit there with the candles with the light so that
We should just sing.
Yeah. Maybe you can. Yeah. Everything got stolen.
Half painted, half
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama